What's up, everyone? This is Sonia Blade, and you are listening to What's Up, Sonia Blade. And I got Dallas and Day here with me today. Thanks for coming in and speaking with me.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you, sir.
I've been wanting to talk to you guys for a while, so yeah,
it's been a while.
Making my day. Tell everyone a little bit about yourselves.
Oh, that's always hard.
We're a beauty and fashion duo, originally from New York, now based in Los Angeles. We've been doing it for a combined amount of years of about 35, 40 years. We cover commercial advertising, portrait work, beauty, whatever you have, we'll shoot it for you. Everything other than wedding, we're good at.
Wedding photography, so when I get married.
For you, we'll make an exception.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, that's not gonna happen. So let me just start by saying, you know, when you meet somebody and it's just like an instant connection, instant bond. The day I met you guys, I just felt like it was family.
It was hilarious. I remember the day we were doing Lighters Like Philly, and there was a bunch of wild things going on. And every time I would whisper to Dallas, I wouldn't even whisper. Every time I say something to Dallas, I turn to you and we're like, "Oh shit!" You were
looking at us.
You were laughing with us. And I remember it was so much going on. Like Elliot would do crazy stuff. I'm saying names. Oh, he'll say something crazy, and then I was like, "What the fuck is going on here?" And you would turn. I was like, "I was telling you right there." So after that, it was just like, "Man, she cool, whatever. You about to hear all of this." And I just remember us just talking to you, and like you said, it felt like we've known you forever. So it was just like
long lost family for me. I don't know. They remind me so much of, and I interviewed my cousin David. Hey, David. I felt like that bond because we used to just laugh, and just like everything that we saw, we thought was funny. So I just kind of had that instant vibe with David. Dallas, I remember when I first met you was at the airport because we came in at the same time, and you were like, "Hey, do I get a hug?" And I was just like, I don't know, that hug, I just felt like instant family connection. So
as they say, I am a hugger, and don't hug me like a white woman, hug me like a sister.
I was like a big bear hug. I was like, damn. But yeah, definitely instant family, and I like love and cherish you guys so much. So
when we did the workshop with you in Philadelphia, what was your biggest aha moment?
You're not supposed to ask me questions.
Oh, no.
I think for me, I mean, that whole weekend was so amazing because I was looking for just that in Toronto, right? I couldn't really find somebody who would take me. Later on after the workshop, I had Rohan, who's also like my photographer brother, probably the only other guy who's taken me in, but like just I learned so much. It was just like my brain sponged so much information about studio and lighting, and it was simplified because I went to school. I did like a crash course, so it was like a whole summer course on photography, and we did studio. And, you know, certain things were so complicated, but when you guys taught it, I mean, that was what, 2 days? Was it 2 days?
It was a couple of days, yeah.
It was 2 days.
It was a couple of days because we did the question and answer thing, meeting of the artist.
Yes.
It was a few days.
Yes. I remember, yes.
It's a few days, yeah. It could have been 2 or 3 days.
But I mean, so much. Everything that I learned in 2 days, I took in for that whole summer when I took a course here, and I'm sure some people who've gone for 4 years. I mean, you guys just simplified everything. It's like light is light, like one direction, and just the artistry of it. Like, you know, thinking about, you know, how you could create a mood with light. You could do whatever you want with just lighting. So it changed my work from just from taking a shot to like actually, you know, trying to just be an artist. I think it changed me as a whole. I've grown up so much as just being an artist.
Good. I think that was the goal, to teach photographers to put a little thought behind it and create the world that you see instead of just dealing with things that are, I mean, knowing how to deal with the lighting that's in the room and understanding it, but also learning how to create something that you have in your mind. And I found a lot of photographers wasn't able to shoot what they had in their mind. It was such a block. Yeah. So when it came to the course and we were talking to you guys, it was like, oh, this is going to be cool. This is it.
And more importantly, the why behind everything.
Yeah.
Because once you understand the why, the how falls right into place.
Yeah, exactly.
And that was the true thing of Light is Light. When somebody comes to me and they want to talk about stuff, I don't care where you place your light. That's you and your artistry. But I always want to know why you placed your light, where you placed your light. Like, why did you put it there? Like, what were you trying to achieve there? And it tells me when they give me the answer, is it going to come from a technical point of view or from an artistic point of view?
Yeah.
Because I want it to come from an artistic point of view because, a lot of portrait photographers that talk about, you need to light the background. And I go, why? Oh, you have to separate them from the background. My next question is why? Why do you have to separate them from the background? Give me an artistic reason that you're separate, that you're doing these things with these lighting situations other than because you were taught that.
Yeah, yeah.
That was very important to me. When you want to use a rim light. Why? Because some people like rim lights, some people don't. So tell me why you have the rim light. And if you say, because I want to show the features of their face, and I said, okay, then that, or brings drama or, brings depth. Okay, that's an answer. But to say, I put the light there because I was supposed to, or that's what I was taught, or more so, I don't know, then we have to talk about it.
Yeah. Do you find a lot of people think about, or photographers at least, think about lighting? Because for me, after going from that course to like even just where I'm at now, I think that people are more interested in sort of following a trend than actually, creating something. Like, I don't know if people have that confidence to just create, or is it about trend setting?
I find, honestly, when it comes down to other artists, if I'm not teaching, I don't have the conversation about their lighting or anything. Sometimes I just take photos for what they are. I don't usually talk to artists unless they're having an issue with them not getting their work and not get what they want. But I never ask, like, I don't see a photo and you're like, oh, why did you do? They don't usually give that information. Every photographer put their work out and make it seem like this is what they wanted to do. So I take it as this is exactly what they wanted. I think as of the stage of life that I am right now, I truly don't care what other people are doing. I don't, unless you're one of my friends or something, what you're doing, unless I like it. And if I like your work, then I follow it. And if we have a conversation, then I'll talk about it. But outside of that, I truly don't care about what nobody else is doing. I can't say that enough.
To answer your question, Sonia, a lot of people, because over the past decade or so, lighting technology has changed tremendously to the type of lights we use, the triggers, the companies that have come and gone. And lighting now has become a lot easier for people to use. And though a lot of photographers now talk more about lighting, it's not showing up in their words. Their words aren't meeting their artistry of what they're saying. If that makes any sense. Yeah, I really care about light. If you care about light, then why are your images looking like this?
Yeah.
And that's not a discussion, like I said, that's not a discussion I have with them. That's on them. If they want to talk about it, we can. But even when I was teaching you, you know me, I'm never going to give you the answer.
Yeah.
This is going to be a lesson of discovery for yourself. Because when we did Light is Light, a lot of naysayers were saying the reason why they didn't take Light is Light or got the ebook or whatever is because the first words out of their mouth is that I want my work to look like yours. And even when we took the course, the first thing I said in the workshop is, if you're here to shoot like me, this is not the class for you because I'm not going to teach you to shoot like me. I'm going to teach you how to shoot like you.
Yeah.
Or light like you, only better. Because it's a disservice if you come to see me because you want your work to look like mine and look like Dave's. That's a waste of your time, and it's a disservice to you as an artist.
Yeah.
It's really difficult to a lot of times your work is all of your experiences and where you came up and things that inspired you. So how can we teach that?
Mm-hmm.
I think that's different when you have a bunch of tricks. We don't have tricks.
We don't have tricks.
We don't really have tricks. We have situations that we're in and we have to make do. So it's hard to say, hey, what light do you put up when you're in New York and it's raining and you have 26 minutes with the model and you have a few modifiers, which is the best light, or what
or what camera setting should I use?
You can't pick that stuff out. So it's really, really difficult. Like, we don't really have tricks like that. We will teach you how to use your equipment so you'll know what to do in any situation, whether it's a sunny day, whether it's a cloudy day in New York, in LA, in Cuba, and anywhere across the world. You know that when you put this light up, what it's going to do, how to make it work for you. And I think that's what we aim for. It's not teaching you tricks and how to be like us, but how to look at any modifier, any lighting tool and make it work for you.
Yeah. So what happens is when people have to understand why they go to workshops. And most often than not, I always ask, why do you want to come to my workshop, or why do you want to go to anybody's workshop? Because you have to understand and what you expect to get from it, what you're going to walk away with. Because a lot of people have done a lot of these workshops because, like, okay, we can talk about Sue Bryce, we can talk about Joe Grimes, we can talk about Lindsay Adler. A lot of people have taken their workshops because they want to do what they do. Yeah. So once you've taken the course, now all of a sudden all your work looks like Sue Bryce, or all your work looks like Joe Grimes, or all your work looks like Lindsay Adler. And there's nothing wrong with that if that's what you want. So lots of times, a lot of people go to the workshops because they say, I want my work to look like theirs. But when you come to us, we teach you what we know. So if you want to do Joe Grimes or Sue Bryce or Lindsay Adler, now you know what they do and how they do it.
Yeah.
As opposed to, I'm going to copy exactly what Sue Bryce does. I'm going to set my camera for 2.8. I'm going to have the gauzy light. I'm going to have a slow shutter speed because I want that ethereal look. And that's really, really beautiful if that's what you want. But now I'm going to teach you how to do that. And you can do it anytime you want, as opposed to saying, okay, I'm going to do everything like she does.
Yeah, yeah.
That's because every situation doesn't want to work the same way. So, we let one model one way, and then we try to take that same exact settings and you put it on the next model and you don't know why it's working. But she told me in the class to do A, B, C, D. But why isn't it working? With us, we'll tell you why it's not working, and you know immediately what to do to fix those problems. Yeah. And that was the magic of the workshops that we would do.
And I think that's so important. I think to understand the practical, like the why, how it works. And then the artistry is sort of like a self-discovery journey. It's a journey. I know when I started, I didn't know anything, but I just shot with my heart. I shot things that I was drawn to. And then I started learning about the lighting. And then I found myself kind of following what everybody was doing and wanting to be like, Annie Leibovitz or something like that, Annie L. And now I'm back in that phase of, I just want to shoot and tell my story. But, now I have the understanding, I have the practical. So I understand how to set up the light out. I understand how certain things work. And, maybe some things I might have to come to you guys and ask. But I'm following my heart again, rather than just trying to say, oh, I saw this photo in Vogue magazine and I need to recreate that.
I think that's the goal. I think anybody who we've worked with and taught, we always made it about them. Like, what do you want? What do you want? Not what do we want you to have? What do you want? What are your goals? What do you see? And I specifically pride myself on not giving our students, our friends, our peers, us. We gave them whatever, you come to us for a question, we answer the question and help you get to where you want to be, not where we want you to be.
Yeah.
And when I think about it, Sonia, you rarely came to us with questions. After the fact, you got the information, you weren't running, you were doing your series, and there was a bunch of series you were doing that were phenomenal, that was all your DNA.
Yeah.
All about you, was all about your artistry. We had nothing to do with that other than teaching you what we taught you, and you took it and you ran with it. So we thank you for that, because you showed us, this is what I got from your class and this is what I created.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And even though everybody was doing beauty, some people was doing fashion, some people was doing street photography.
You were doing
You were doing your series.
And you remember, there was a time I was trying to do fashion, and then I realized, but I'm not really that kind of fashion photographer. So
Exactly.
you know, but I had to kind of learn that the hard way. Right?
Yes. I don't know if it was the hard way, but you learned it differently. You found a way to make it work for you and what calls for you. So I think that was incredible.
Like, I think people should know it's okay. You don't have to be the Annie L.
And how many times have we said?
Yeah, it took me time. I know you guys said it to me at one point, and I still tried to kind of to be in that, fashion realm or whatever. But yeah, I realized it's okay. It's okay.
We've had conversations with our peers, and they'll ask questions, and I see. Okay, I see a couple of our peers saying stuff like, "Oh, this photo is what I'm aiming to shoot. This photo is what I'm aiming to do," and saying, "Oh, this photo that you did, I can't wait to recreate this. I can't wait to do this." And it's like, bro, you gonna come across your own, and it's gonna come to you. A lot of the stuff that influenced or inspired us it's anything. And then even with me in Dallas, we have two different brains and two different eras that we grew up in. So we just try to bring us to every shoot, and we always encourage everybody that we're around to bring them to the shoot. And you did that for sure. So it was a good thing to see.
So for those who don't really know you guys, tell everyone a little bit how you guys got started as photographers.
I fell into photography at about the age of 11, and I had an uncle in our family who was a reportage photographer. A reportage photographer is the one that records everything, that records the life of the family. So he was the one that always took the photos of the births, the deaths, the parties, and all that stuff. Anything that reported and recorded family life, those are reportage photographers. And usually reportage photographers end up being documentary photographers and journalists. But it usually starts as a reportage. And that was my uncle. And I never understood the concept of the camera to the print. Like, what's the workflow? And he had a large, he had a dark room in his house, and it was really a large walk-in closet. And I always liked photos. And one day he took me into his dark room, and I watched him take a roll of film, develop it, and then agitate a piece of paper into a photograph. And at that point, I was hooked, line and sinker. Imagine looking at a tray of chemicals, which I thought was water, and agitating it and shaking it and watching it, and then watch the picture just rise up like magic out of the piece of paper, which is what it was just photo paper. And I was floored. So once I left that room and I started looking at the photographs, it became a whole different journey for me, because now it was no longer a piece of paper. It was all photo. It was actually bringing something to life that he saw. And he gave me my first camera. And I just started shooting. He just said, shoot everything that's in front of you, shoot everything you see. And by the time I got to high school, I went to a performing arts high school. And one of the things that were important for us as students there, we needed headshots, actors' headshots, dancers' headshots. And one of my student friends said she needed headshots. And she says, can you take headshots of me? And I'll pay you. If my agent likes it, I'll pay you. I'm like, pay me? You pay me to take your photo? People get paid to take photos? I was flabbergasted. I was like, wait a minute. So you mean to tell me that every magazine I saw, every billboard I saw, every advertisement I saw in the newspaper, whatever, somebody got paid for that? Oh my God. So I took photos of her. She took them to her agent. Her agent loved them. I must have been around 15. And she took it to her agent. The agent loved them, and then started sending me people. So I started shooting actors' headshots and dancers and stuff at the age of 15. And it just took off from there. And then I to bring the story short, I seeked out mentors and stuff like that and begged people to teach me the same journeys most of us go on. And it just got me to where I am today.
Mine was a little simpler. I was an artist. I used to draw. My mom was a person who you would call a reportage person. She always had a camera, always was the keeper of photos. So every house we went in, she had bags, garbage bags
Still
of
does.
photos, still to this day. And so she always would have a camera, and she would give me the camera and say, shoot. And I would go and I shoot, whatever. And she had developed the film. Fast forward, living in the projects and stuff like that. My grandmother signed up for the subscription magazines. And every time I come to my grandmother's house, she'd be like, I got more magazines. And I would take all the magazines that I liked that had images that, that I loved. And then when we would go to the supermarket, my mom, my sister wanted candy. Can I get this? Can I have this? I always ask for magazines. I didn't want candy and snacks. I wanted magazines. Fast forward. Me and my mom was walking toward downtown Newark, when we passed the school. And I was like, well, what's this building? Is it a church? She says, no, this is Arts High. I was like, what's Arts High? She was like, oh, this is the school with all the special kids went. And I was like, oh, I'm going there. I remember my 7th and 8th grade year, I had she tried to figure out where you're going to go. If you don't go anywhere, you go to your local public school. And I was like, I want to go to Arts High. And I auditioned for all these different schools. And I remember Catholic school was like, oh, why do you want to come here? And I was like, I don't. And it was like, oh. And I had it in my mind, I'm going to arts. I'm going to arts. And I remember arguing with a student, one of my friends coming up, like, I'm going. She's like, you ain't got no talent. My mom pulled up one day in the car. She never came to school. Today she's in school. And she had like mail, and she had a Mitsubishi Mirage, I never forget, green one. Had my mail and had my name in it. I used to always want mail. I got mail this time. And it's open. I'm like, this is my mail. She's like, yeah. I'm like, why is it open? Opening it was the fun part for me. And it was from Arts High, saying that I got in for dance and I got in for art. I remember jumping out the car, running to that girl, Takia Williams, putting the mail in her face, like, told you I was going to make it.
You know what that feels like? It feels like the scene in Fame when all the kids got their, all the kids got their acceptance letters and he's running through the house like,
well, it was right out of school, ran into her face, like I told you I got it. She auditioned too and didn't get in. It was great. I went to arts. I was an art major. I had to choose either art or dance. I really wanted to go for dance, but I chose art. Happy I did. And one of the courses in arts was photography. So you learn visual arts, art history, sculpting, painting, photography.
Etching, drawing.
Yeah, and that stuck with me. Photography and graphic arts. It kind of stuck with me. That was my thing. He handed me a film camera, and I was shooting everything. And then also working with my mom. Then my mom bought me a camera. She bought me a Sony AX100. So the film camera, the Olympic something was my first. And my mom bought me a Sony, and then I went to Canon. And afterwards, I was just doing all this graphic stuff and doing the CD covers. I was doing work for myself and my group. I had a group called The Classics, where I was producing music, and I was doing all our photos. And people were like, oh, how much do you charge to do this? And I'm like, charge? I'm not taking your money. I don't know. Leave me alone. Fast forward, I'm doing graphics for Vibe magazine, and freaking a friend of mine, they asked me to retouch photos of branding. And I was like, how much would you charge for that? I'm like, I don't know. So then reached out to my friend at the time, and I said, how much to charge for this? And he was like, I don't know, ask Dallas. And I was like, who's Dallas? And long story short, it was this Dallas. And we went, and I asked him, and we went, had this whole back and forth. I don't know if I got a rate out of him because he wouldn't give me the answers. He's consistent with that. And then afterwards, we just formed a friendship, a relationship. And I remember him asking me, like, what do you want? What do you want to learn? And I was like, I want to do fashion photography. He was like, well, why you doing all this other shit, which is graphics and all this compositing on my photos, and and I was like, well, this all I know. This all I have. That's all I know. And that's how I got into fashion and beauty. I was trying to do fashion and beauty before, but I was still doing, it was awful. One day I'll show you, it was terrible. It was really bad.
The funny thing about it is, it wasn't bad because everybody has their learning thing.
Yeah.
And because when he was doing his composite work, it was amazing, to what he had to do, what he had to work with, to what he created. So if you don't know any better, you're going to try to do fashion with your friends. You're going to try, I'm going to turn my sister into a fashion model, and she's not, and you don't know why it's not happening. So you did the best you could with what you had.
Yeah. I had photos like that. Those attempts.
We all do.
Yeah, I just shot my first beauty shoot. It was terrible. It was, I'm not gonna say it was terrible. It just wasn't. It wasn't what I had in mind, but it was just starting. And I remember feeling like, okay, step one, keep going, and it's keep going. And I remember working and begging people to work with me, and nobody would respond or even hit me back. And then Dallas set up. He had studio time in New York, and he let me use the studio time. We had a campaign before. I was assisting him. And we got one of the models who was there, actually, was she available? She was like, she'll work with me. Got the hairstylist that Dallas worked with, put it all together. His best friend, Butch, who I absolutely adore. Our best friend, because they ain't just yours no more. And he put clothes together for me. And I had this beauty and fashion shoot. And when I tell you, I killed it, and I released one photo from it, and everything changed. And next you know, people were like, oh, when can we work? When can we work? And I'm like,
or you get the lie, I always want to work, because he's like, you lie.
Like, everything changed. It went from being like this
obscure person,
to like begging people to work with you, to somebody like, oh my God, I can't wait to work with you. And it was different. And I remember my friend that introduced me in Dallas, he got jealous, and it was very weird. I didn't understand. You would think someone would be happy because I'm finally getting it. And it was like, no, not at all. What was that? That's how I got started. That's how I got here.
What was your first camera, Dallas?
Kodak Brownie. It was nothing but a box with a lens in front of it.
It was a film, something Olympus, something, I don't know, or Olympic. I don't know. I just remember the camera was a film camera that we kept at 5.6, and that was it.
I had a Kodak, the little rectangular ones.
Oh, yeah, the 110s, yeah.
I love that. I made everyone in my household mad because I would follow them around and be like, everything that I saw, I took a photo.
So a lot of us have that beginning journey.
Yeah.
Because I had a bunch of photos of my mother in various poses to get the camera on my face. So you saw a lot of this.
Yeah.
On my hair. My hair. Yep. So we all got those photos, no matter where you're from.
Yep. I wish I kept some of those. Now in hindsight, I'm like, that's kind of hilarious when you think about it.
It really is. It really, really is. Or the camera where you take the photo and it slides out the bottom and you shake and let it develop in front of you.
Yeah.
Polaroids.
Yeah, Polaroids.
I still got Polaroids. I still got a lot of stuff.
Or the disposable. I used to love disposable cameras. I was like fascinated with them.
And it was really inexpensive to develop too.
Yeah.
What, $3 or something?
It's just amazing to see how technology has changed over the years. Do you guys remember the disc they used to put in? And it was almost like a viewfinder disc, and you take the photos and they're on this little round thing. You ever saw those?
Are you talking about the thing? Are you talking about like you put it in the thing and you press it and you get to see the photos? There's a whole bunch of little photos all around in the disc. Are you talking about that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, but it was the actual camera.
I don't remember a camera.
No, it was a camera.
I remember what the viewer was like.
No.
I remember the viewfinder.
It was like the viewfinder, but it was the actual camera.
Oh no!
And you would take the disc out, and it would just look just like that. And you would take that disc and get it developed.
For months. Oh
my God!
I was way too young. I probably wasn't born then.
Oh my God! Yeah.
But you guys are New Yorkers. Well, I know days from. Okay, I'm going to say it the Canadian way. Newark. Newark, is that right?
Newark.
I still put that right.
Dallas is from, you're from New York, or you're from Cuba originally.
I'm from Cuba, and I moved to the United States in 1970.
So how that switch from New York to LA been?
Different. And I had to learn, I'm still learning. I had to learn the landscape of how things are done here. And it was a bumpy road in the beginning.
It was a bumpy road in the middle too. And
it was a bumpy road because it's a different mindset out here. We come from the world of fashion and beauty. In New York, out here is celebrity driven.
All of my life lessons were definitely made here. Like it things seems to be when you from a place where we all kind of think the same, we talk the same for the most part. It's interesting. Like I don't know, New York celebrates artists. New York celebrates artists. New York celebrates people who work really hard. New York celebrates originality. New York celebrates individuality, honesty. That's what you're used to. When you come here and it's flipped. So it's a 180 where you being different, I don't know, it's a good thing. You being honest, you being direct and straightforward,
you keeping it real.
Like New York, you don't have to show face. You don't have to show face in New York. You have to show face here. Everything is about an image here. With New York, it was about an image. Like you want to look like you're not like bummy. Like we was all about looking good, but for the most part, it was all about actually being good. It wasn't about I'm going to make myself look like a photographer and then not be a photographer. It was different. So being here taught me in particular that image matters sometimes more than the actual product. So it's been very bumpy, very different. But like any place, we're gonna navigate, we're gonna find out, we're gonna figure it out, and we did. So yeah, it's different.
Do you see yourself staying in LA, or would you relocate?
Right now, because of let me be honest with you, when Dallas had got sick. And when he got sick, the first thing I said was, "Oh, we going back home." You know, I felt, because when he got sick or whatever, I felt alone, like I didn't have anybody. And then Butch flew out, out from New York to LA immediately, like the next day. So in my mind, he just spent a crap ton of money to get here. And it's like, why should we have to do that? Like, if there's ever an emergency, we have no family to go to. We have no friends to go to. It was just literally us. And I wanted to go back to New York because I kept saying, Dallas been complaining about LA for as long as we've been in LA. And why not? I don't care. I'm gonna make it anywhere, and New York is nothing but home.
And good pizza.
Yeah. And so I was like, yeah, I want to go home. I fucking want to go home. And I don't know right now how I feel. I went home recently, and I was at the airport talking to a friend. We get on the same flight, and I was talking to him about moving back to New York. He was like, "Don't do that. New York is dead." And I'm like, "What?"
He's in the industry,
so he's telling me, and I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Listen, right now nothing is happening in New York. Do not go back." I'm like, "All right, whatever. That's one person, right?" I talked to the makeup artist I was working with, and she said, "Do not move back here. There's nothing here. There's no work here. Nobody's working. Everybody is struggling here." So I'm like, okay, whatever. You're in the same industry, but whatever. Then I talked to a photographer. He tells me he's been struggling. There's no work there. Do not. So that's 3 people. That was like enough for me. And I said, you know what? And on top of that, we wasn't moving back immediately anyway. It was more about opportunity and making the best effort to get back to where we want to be. And so I was like, I will move back. I don't mind. I mean, I love LA. Don't get me wrong. LA is very peaceful right now. You don't hear anything. There's nobody at the pool, but it's literally, it's quiet. It's peaceful. It's,
we're located. We're surprised to hear sirens.
Yeah, always like, oh, what the hell's going on?
And if you do hear a siren, it's never the police, as long as the fire trucks.
Yeah, and then when they get to the location, they just stand there. It's usually never anything major. Or even when we had those really big fires, it didn't hit here. It hit around us. So it feels like we're in a bubble. So we're in a bubble. When they had the riots, we in a bubble. We didn't feel it. When people was boarding up their stores,
not us.
We didn't have that. When I remember Tanya said, "Oh, there was no food at the supermarket," and I'm like, "We're stopped." Like, it's a lot of things. Where we are makes me feel like
we're very insulated
in this bubble.
Yeah.
And so would I move? I would. Where? I don't know.
Sometimes there's no place like home. Well, I can't say I'm born in Toronto and I'm kind of tired of this place, but
Well, we've been trying to get you to move to the United States for the past decade.
I know things happen. Like, when I got sick, that really changed my whole perspective of like everything, because I really think that I say it all the time. Life changes just like that, as quick as you can blink, right? So it's like now I look at it like, am I living my life to its fullest? Am I doing what makes me happy? Why am I sitting in comfort for? Let's get uncomfortable. Let's shake it up a little bit.
Are you sitting in comfort or are you sitting in fear?
It's fair, for sure. Fair and fair, but doing it scared. Like this whole podcast was that whole start of that, because, I take care of my mom. She's got dementia. And I was sick, and I just needed something to give me sort of that purpose again, because I wasn't shooting. I wasn't in the studio, wasn't going anywhere. So I had to find something to dive deep into creatively. But I wanted to challenge myself too and force myself to get out there. I'm not the type of person. I'm a photographer. I like to be behind the camera,
Mm-mm.
I mean, I don't do video, but I actually am thinking I probably will start popping in some videos here and there.
Good.
Makes me uncomfortable, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I just wanted to challenge myself and do something like that would challenge me. Yeah, so that's where this came from, and that took on a whole life of its own. Because again, I didn't really care for like one or two people listened. I just wanted to be able to accomplish, set a goal, and do it.
I think when you started, like I told you, I was like, I'm proud of you. I think when you decided to do your thing, any direction you was going in, because I remember you were static. You wasn't moving, you wasn't doing anything. And it was like, do a project, do one on your own, like, and go try something, do something.
Even when you was in front of the camera, it was like, yo,
Do it.
Sonia.
Yeah, so I understand. Like, I really, really, really do understand. And even, like you said, getting uncomfortable. And when you're in front of the camera, when you need to take a break, take a goddamn break. Take a break. It's hard. It's really, really difficult. Like, I can't imagine having to do it 24/7. But then again, if I was getting paid for it, it'd be a whole other conversation. But I'm just saying, when we were during COVID, we was doing our daily doses. Cool. All right. But it was how many years?
A couple
of years in front of the camera, almost.
And you guys did that like almost every day.
Daily dose. It was daily, except for like Saturday and Sunday, except for the weekend. It was difficult. And Clubhouse. And then for me, the most difficult part is being in front of the camera and always being under constant critique. Like, I don't want to see the comments. I don't want to keep hearing and stuff because it weighs on you. So it was like, bro, I'm tired of these people, bro.
Yeah.
I'm not getting paid.
I'm like, okay, people are going to critique me. And I'm like, you know what? Because I have imposter syndrome too, right? So I'm like, nope, I'm just doing it. I don't care. I'm putting it out there. Boom, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I think it's a good thing. I think making yourself push past your comfort zones help you grow. Because neither one of us would be wouldn't be where we are today had we not had Clubhouse during the pandemic. We wouldn't have known all those people that we met. We wouldn't have had the opportunities that we had, the connections that we have. It took bravery.
It took a tragedy.
It took a couple of tragedies for it to work. And I think it was worth it. It was worth everything. We had a good time. It was a great time, actually. So I understand now. I'm happy. I'm happy about all of it. Part of me wants to go back, but not daily. I can't do it daily.
Gotta do like once a month or once a week, or
just
once a month. And then sometimes I've kind of skipped a couple of months here and there, but
no, if we do, if it's not daily, I can do it because I still have to make money. So that's always my thing. I still have to provide, or I got to make money. And on top of that, I think it's been so much that has happened, and photographers are always like, damn, I wish y'all would have been on so we can talk about it. Because it's a lot of conversations that we had that was helpful for the community. And thinking about how many people we've helped with opportunities or people we've helped with just a conversation about what's going on. We have fresh, ideas and fresh perceptions. And I don't know, just having a space where photographers can express themselves or Black photographers in particular to talk about what's going on in their life. I think it's important. And I think when we left it and then you don't have those spaces no more. People are still on Clubhouse. I don't know what they're talking about. I'm not there, but
I haven't been on Clubhouse I think I even just got rid of the app off my phone, to be honest with you.
I think
that's so important, especially for Black photographers to have, that was community, so it was nice to be able to, I met a lot of people through there and, got some good information, made some good contacts, so.
Met photographers you wouldn't have met from around the world.
Yeah, definitely.
Even the scammers.
Yeah. Think about it. Think about all the people that we met because of COVID.
I wouldn't have met Pep Williams. I wouldn't have met Shabazz.
Safaro.
Wouldn't have met Kafara.
Michael, Whitney.
I'm just talking, I'm not even that, just in a far age, yeah.
Shit, we wouldn't have got a chance to interview, what's
Usai.
What's the
It was turned Albert Watson, all of them.
Watson's what I was thinking of. Albert Watson, freaking all these photographers. We interviewed Joe Grimes, interviewed all these people who we know.
Carl Taylor from London.
Yep. Amazing artists. And I think
We had Rankin on the list.
COVID helped us reach out to people and get in touch with people and open not just us, but our audiences and people, get them familiar with these different artists. So it was such a weird blessing.
Yeah.
Weird blessing.
Yes.
I was talking about, I know recently you were ill and you were in the hospital.
Yes.
How has that changed your overall perspective of just life in general?
You know me, Sonia. You know I've always been no nonsense.
Yes.
Now it's even much more severe because being in a place where you hear the phrase, "Oh my God, I almost died." People use that phrase a lot as a point of excitement. Like I'm telling you, "Oh my God, I almost died," or whatever. I literally almost died, and it's like when you're taking care of your mom. It's like I'm taking care of my mom. I had to take care of my mom, and it sounds different when it's coming out of somebody's mouth as opposed to you living it. Nobody knows what dementia is until oh, she's forgetful or whatever. No. Until you're in it, you really don't know what's going on. So when I was literally on my deathbed. Now I know what deathbed really is. God blessed me with the point of life again. And because of that, I no longer bullshit.
Yeah.
I no longer take things for granted. And I'm going to live as full as I possibly can in that moment, because that moment was taken away from me. And now that I got it back, I'm not going to flounder it. I'm not going to squander it.
Yeah.
And it's like even being online on some of these social medias, I'm not going to let you make me feel bad with the limited amount of time I have left. So I remove people and places and things from my life that no longer make me happy for the length of time that I may have left on this planet. And I already had that mindset, but now it's even crystallized, if that makes any sense. And I try to teach you people, especially younger people, to not let the world control them. For example, from the ages of 0, when you're born to about 8 years old, I'll give it maybe 7, 8 years old, little kids have no sense of others. They only have sense of self. So they don't care about what other people think. Little boy and little girl, they don't care. It's like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And they live freely. And then society comes in and starts weighing them down. So from the age of 8 to 48, you're constantly worried about what other people think about you, how I look, how I feel, how I should act, how I should walk, how I should talk. And you get exhausted trying to live your life through the eyes of others of what you may think is right or wrong.
Yeah.
And we go through that up until we're about 50.
Yeah.
And then something happens in our life and you go, you know what? I don't give a fuck what you say. I don't care what you think. And then we live the last of our life we at about 60 now, we're living our life like, oh my God, I should have done this years ago. That's why when I look at older people, like in the like 60s and 70s, and how reckless they are at their mouth, they'll say things to you because they don't care anymore because they've been through the hell. And I try to teach people, stop living our lives for other people and what other people may think, what other people may think is best for you. And like, don't wear that dress or wear that dress. Don't eat that cake, it'll make you fat. Eat that cake. F what anybody else says. Live your life because one day you're not going to be here. And you spent the last 40 years worrying about what other people think. Find the person who loves you, find your village, and be free. And I would have known that at 20 as opposed to learning it at 40. That's what I talk about. So, like Dave and I was talking the other day about being embarrassed. Like some people don't like to be embarrassed. I said, who has to be embarrassed? I said, no one can embarrass you but you. Don't care about anybody else says. I don't care. But it's a freeing experience. But usually when that freeing experience happens, it's because of some tragedy. And it shouldn't take a tragedy to make you free.
Yeah,
it's true. It shouldn't take a tragedy. You should just be free. And like, what my mother think? I'm worried about who I love and who I give my heart to and whatever what other people may think. Don't do that because they're not. Because like they will tell you because they're not giving a damn about you.
Because they don't.
They don't care.
That's the part that resonated with me. Like whenever there would be moments in life where someone would just anything, any type of critique or something, when you're around, you're like, wait, what? And they have it for you. But for them, they don't give a shit about you. They don't care about you. They're doing whatever they want to do because they feel it. So why are you sitting around holding yourself back, thinking about what somebody else
diminishing your life?
Yeah, don't do it.
To make them feel better.
Listen, like I said, there was times in life, if I felt like dancing, I danced. If I felt like singing, I'm going to sing.
And this could be in the middle of the supermarket.
It don't goddamn matter. I don't give a good hell. I'm going to do whatever the hell I want to do because I feel like doing. I'm not hurting nobody. It ain't about them. It's about me.
And it's amazing to find your people who allow you to be that way. They can walk around here, act like a fool. I can walk around, act like a fool and be crazy. And it's okay because I'm in a place where I'm safe.
Yeah, and you know what else too? What I found? I was talking to who was I talking to? It could have been one of our friends. I was talking to them, and we was talking about a client. And I was like, I told my client, leave me the hell alone. And he was like, you told him? I was like, yes. Like, what else am I supposed to say? So I said, she was like, I was trying to talk to my clients like that. I'm like, you can. I was like, the difference is whenever I work with anybody, I'm going to be myself. I'm going to be honest. And if you're bothering me, I mean, I can say it professionally, like, oh, I've tried that. You know what? With me, I can't speak for everybody else. I've tried, give me some time and I'll get back to you. And then hit you right back. Like, is it time yet? Is it time yet? But when I say, and it'll keep going, keep bothering me and I'll get, pissed off and it'll build up and I'll be upset. So what happens to me is when I say, give me a moment and they say, is it time yet? And I say, if you don't leave me the hell alone, they usually laugh, and then they go about their business.
And then they get it.
So when I'm usually like, give me a little bit, give me a moment because I'm doing X, Y, Z. Are you home yet? Oh my God. Are you fucking serious? So before I get there, if you don't leave me the hell alone, go somewhere. And they usually do.
And the funny thing about it is when they would hear me talk that way to people, when he first met me, he was like, oh my God, you're talking to me that way?
Yeah.
And I turned to him and I said, you'll see.
And I
said, you'll see.
And I do see. And I understand now, people, I understand nothing too in this life. People will give you their angst. They'll give you their anxiety, or
they want you to join their side of the coin.
You may wear that dress that they don't like because they can't wear the dress. So they're giving you their you amazing in the dress, but they can't do it. So they're giving you their shit. And I'm not taking on nobody else's shit.
I agree.
So when I seen Dallas go through what he went through and came back out and he was like, I'm not doing, I'm like, all right, cool. I'm with it. So it's seeing him, this new phase is a different person. I understand it, but it's different. Yeah.
No, I get it. Because I feel like for me, I'm going to be 50 in September. So the first 50, see the little grays and everything. But first 50 years of my life, I lived it I lived for everybody else, right? No, the next 50 years, I'm living my life to its fullest, so it's like, do it scared and just get uncomfortable and shake things up.
Because the funny thing about the fear, and I try to teach you with everyone, the fear is far more severe in the thought process than it actually is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have to have that whatever conversation with someone that, oh my God, this conversation is going to be really bad. And you build up all this angst inside of you to have this conversation. And when you have it, it's not as bad as you made it in your mind.
Yeah. Have it. It's uncomfortable. It's going to be uncomfortable. And you know what else? What else is freeing? Either you going to get it or you not.
And the phrases will, and our phrases will, did you die?
Yeah. I don't know. I just don't feel bad about none of that. I do not feel anything anymore unless I don't care no more.
I came back from being ill. I went into one of the photography rooms, one of the Black photography rooms on Facebook. And this room is incredibly toxic. And I made a comment online that the Black photographers, blah, 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 whatever it was. And I made this comment like, you're like the worst. I said, the Black photographers group is like one of the worst on Facebook.
Yeah.
And this man jumped at me. Like, you can't be saying that and blah, blah, blah. And I sat there for a moment. He said, you can't say that about all Black photographers. You can't say that about Black photographers. And I'm like, I'm not saying this about all Black photographers. I'm saying it about this group. Well, you should have said it like this. I said to him, mind your effing business. This has nothing to do with you. And he was so surprised at my comeback. It's like, I'm not living for you. I'm not going to talk the way you want me to talk. I'm not going to present myself the way I was said. And it came to a point. I said, you can. I pretty much said F you, because before I would have said, well, I would be so busy trying to defend what I was saying. And it's like, listen, this is what I said. If you don't like it, like Nene Leak said, I said what I said.
Yeah.
And people gonna feel what they feel. Like, I don't.
Well, he got really upset because he didn't like my tone. He liked the way I said what I said. It's like, I don't give a fuck what you think. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you do.
I think another thing too, you ever try to edit what you're saying to someone and then they do their best to misunderstand you and you saying it the nicest way you possibly can. Yeah. Saying, hey, I'm not doing that, but you did it, and they want to argue with you.
And they want to be angry.
They want to be angry. And then you just come to a point where it's like, you know what? Okay. Yup. I said whatever I said, and it is what it's going to be. And at that point, I don't care no more. That's enough. I gave you enough. I gave you more than enough.
I gave you enough grace.
Yeah, so no more. Thank you.
Walking away, I'm being silent. It's like, I don't have time for people to disrupt my peace.
So let's think about that for a second. What he just talked about. Imagine talking that way to 10 people. A thread online. It's like,
not today.
I'm not doing this anymore.
No.
I used to engage in block. I'm not going to engage. I have more days behind me than I do in front of me.
Yes.
And I'm not going to waste my time trying to make you happy.
Yeah.
Like you said, you've done that for 50 years. I'm not doing that with the last of the time I have left. I'm not doing that.
It don't make sense.
I want to make me and my people happy for the rest of the time that I have here and change lives for the better for as long as I can. If you don't like it, bye.
Yeah, and outside of that, like, you don't have it. You don't have to. This is the thing. You don't have to do nothing. Like, yo, we don't gel. We don't get, we don't get along. Go somewhere. Go with your people. Go with somebody that's going to make you happy.
And that's how I approach teaching and mentoring. If I know we're not going to gel, I can't take you on as a mentee. I'm not going to fight and argue to make you better. Because that's a lot of the things that we would go through because we pulled back on our mentorship because we were constantly fighting to make people better. And it's like, why am I fighting? You came to me for information. You came for me to teach you. And when I presented information to you, you want to fight it. And it's not. And so people think, oh, they can't challenge you. It's not the challenge part. I like to be challenged. I've been challenged by a lot of my mentees and they made me better. But then you got those who want to push back.
Yeah.
There's a difference between pushback and challenging me. There's two different things. And I'm getting tired of the pushback. And once I feel the pushback, I go, you know what? I know this is not going to be a fit. Or you don't like the way I said something to you because it hurt your feelings. I can't.
All right, look,
Mhm.
I'm done with mentoring. I don't even have to have that discussion anymore. I'm not doing it no more. Like I truly, I'm not taking on anything else. I have enough on my plate for a lifetime. I've done enough. I've done really, really good to people. You've seen the people who I've associated with.
You've seen the change in their
You've
life.
seen the change in their life. You've seen the change in their work. You've seen the opportunities that were presented. I did my part. I did a good job. They've been eating and surviving off of like stuff that I've taught and lessons and relationships that I was given. I have no more. I'm tired of fighting. I think I want to spend the rest of my life not fighting. If I can, that's it. I don't want to fight no more.
Protect your peace.
Absolutely. Yes. So that was one of the, I'm going to take a break from this. You know, that's what it was. I'm taking a break. I don't have time for this. It's stressing me out and I don't like it.
So just winding down, do you guys have any projects that you're focusing?
Of course, but we can't talk about it, you know.
I know.
Can't talk about the stuff.
Ask.
We're got a lot of projects that's coming up that we are excited about, but we haven't. We got a bunch of things. What can we can really talk about?
Well, there's nothing to talk about. It's just going to happen.
Yeah. It's not
one thing California has taught us: shut the hell up.
Yeah.
Because lots of times we had things presented to us that we got excited about, and we would talk about it, and it wouldn't come to fruition, or better yet, somebody would take the idea.
Yeah.
That has happened.
So lots of times I always tell Dave, stop telling people what you're doing because they're going to take it, or if it doesn't come to fruition, you look like a lie.
Yeah.
So, because if there's lots of celebrities, A-list celebrities and athletes that have come across our path, we want you to shoot so-and-so. So we get excited. We start doing mood boards. We start getting things together. And then, we'll tell our friends, we're going to shoot so-and-so. We're going to shoot so-and-so. For example, let's shoot LeBron James. Oh my God, they want to shoot LeBron James. Oh my God. And we all get excited and, the crew wants to come help. The village wants to come help us. We set things up and then it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
That has happened more than once I hear. In New York, if they say you're going to shoot LeBron James, Thursday, you're shooting LeBron James.
Yeah.
Out here, you shoot LeBron James, nothing will come to fruition. If it does, it'll be a couple of years.
Yeah.
So that taught us, shut the hell up. Or they will say, oh my God, I'm going to do this fabulous photo shoot with the color red. And you'll talk because he gets excited. He'll talk about it. And then, 4 people have photo shoots with the color red or taking his ideas.
So yeah, it takes, I learned, especially here, sometimes it's be quiet. It's not yours. Be quiet, mind your business. Don't share anything. And do what you gotta do. That's it. Just do the work, enjoy yourself. I have a lot with me. I also understand that I like to share my ideas because it helped me flesh out my ideas. When I'm talking to you, I'm like, oh, I'm going to do this shoot and I'm thinking about this. And then you come and you go, oh, that's so cool. That remind me of that. You should do this. And I'm like, oh, I didn't think about that. So I get a lot of my ideas from having conversations with people. And when I'm having a conversation, I'm trying to do the thing and somebody take your idea, it changes you. So now I don't know. I still crave, I'm not going to lie to you. I still crave that conversation because it does help me artistically. Like even when I was in production, when I would do stuff, I would have a conversation and it would change something in me. But I learned to just hold back a little bit, or
you got to be strategic about it. I guess that too much.
Yeah,
I know who you talk to now, but that's thing you had to learn it.
I'm gonna learn it.
Imagine having a discussion about something with a friend, and then they ask you to help them on set, and you're watching your photo shoot come alive on their set.
Yeah, so that's a little, that's different.
What?
What I said, that's a dirty word.
Yeah. That's a lesson we learned from Janet Jackson. She would say, I don't have any new friends. If you weren't there in the beginning, you're not going to be there in the end.
Yeah.
Because not everyone has good intentions.
Yep, absolutely.
Even though you may put your good intentions forward, there's been more than one occasion where the good intentions did not come back.
Mm-hmm.
So to avoid that happening, let me leave you alone. Let me keep
the ones that I got. These are good ones. And if don't get me wrong, if somebody come into your life and they're good for you, then accept it. But I think I'm okay for now. I think it's been quiet. It's been silent.
It's been peaceful.
It's been extremely peaceful. So it lets, for me, it's what it says to me is be quiet, keep it. Like, this is good. Sometimes you don't have to kick somebody out your life. They'll just walk out. And when they walk out, it's okay.
Yeah, because I've said this to him for years. I'm like, I kept trying to tell him, you don't want to be happy. You don't have any friends. Just, no, your friend circle is going to get really, really small. I'm telling you now.
It has been getting.
Anyway, and then so when the tragedy hits or you get sick or something, then you realize who really has your back. You know, like,
yes.
I walk with a very, very small circle of people, but I'm content with that because, you know, they're my true people. That
it's been such a journey, and I'm happy. I really can't complain about anything, like, at all. I'm good.
So where can people find your work?
You can find our work on Instagram or our website. Instagram is only for, you know, just showcasing our latest work, but you can check our work on at Day Howerton, that's DaeHowerton, and Dallas at
I am Dallas J. Logan.
And you can find our work there. You can go to our websites, www.dayhowerton.com or
www.dallasjlogan.com.
Yeah, that's what our work is. And we're still sorting out if we're going to come back with our weekly dose. I don't know. But when we do, when we come back, you'll know. You'll know.
When the time is right, you guys will know.
For sure. For sure.
Make sure you guys are checking them out. I will have the links below in the podcast. And let me know what you think about this interview. Comment below, please. And don't forget to like and share. All right, guys. Thank you so much. It's been us.
You, Sonia.
I love and appreciate you guys.
We love and appreciate you too.
All right, everyone. I am out until the next time. I'll catch you when I catch you.
We love you.
Love you too.